Hi, I'm Karen Perry, and I am excited to talk with you all about Stephen Ministry. Clemens United Methodist Church is a Stephen Ministry congregation. So you may ask, what does that mean? Stephen Ministry was founded in 1975 by Reverend Kenneth Hawk, PhD, and is headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri. He went through some very difficult times and realized that there was a need to walk alongside someone going through life's difficulties. There are now over 11,000 Stephen Ministry congregations in 160 countries, and it is just amazing. We at Clemens have had Stephen Ministries since 2001, when our first group were commissioned. We have served people in our own church and our community, and we also are part of a network of Stephen Ministry congregations here in our surrounding areas. We are just so blessed to live our shape, our spiritual gifts, our hearts, our abilities, passions, and experiences. Those of us called to care. Stephen Ministry is training. It's about 50 hours of training. It is a commitment, but it is blessings upon blessings, more than we could ever hope to give to someone else, we receive. We open up ourselves to listen, to walk alongside someone just experiencing whatever they may be in life that kind of gives them a little pause. It's one-on-one, Christ-centered caring, confidential, trustworthiness, skilled, and compassion. As a Stephen minister and Stephen leader, you may notice my badge. You may see folks wearing those around on Sundays and while we're here in the church. Notice that. As a congregation, pray for the Stephen Ministry. Pray for those receiving care. Pray for us that are giving care. What I'd like to clear up is so many people think that it's counseling or therapy. It's not. It is a friend. It is Christ-centered care. It is someone that listens and just is there for their care receiver. Friends are great, family's great, but so many times they have opinions and bias, and they want to help you and they want to fix you. And we're there to walk alongside you, to encourage, to pray, to build hope. It is such an amazing opportunity. So not only if you are in need of help or in need of a Christ-centered caring relationship, please call Paula, find one of us, avail yourself of help of this fabulous friend.
My name is Ken Burkle, and I'm here to talk about the Stephen Ministry and my experience as a Stephen minister. Actually, I became involved with Stephen Ministry not so much as a care giver, but actually as a care receiver. About 20 years ago, my life was going through a lot of crises. I was going through a divorce. I was a single parent of two young boys, and I was going through a career change. And all of this was adding up to a lot of difficulty in dealing and coping. And I went to one of the associate ministers of the church I was attending at the time and explained, and he said that they had a lay minister on staff that particularly worked with men who were going through these types of difficulties, and wanted to know if I would want to meet with him. And I said, absolutely. And I met with Roy, that was his name, and he said, I think I can be a mentor to you. I think I can help you and help you work through and move beyond this point of pain that you're at in your life right now. And I said, let's get started. And he was just so gracious, so caring, and he was a trained counselor, but more than that, he was there for me, and he had an understanding that my family and friends just, even though they were there for me, couldn't have. And we worked together, and he helped me through that period. And I don't know, as I look back on it, what I would have done without him. Shortly after we had concluded our Stephen Ministry of about close to a year, getting together almost weekly, Roy came down with cancer, and I ended up visiting with him. And shortly before he passed away, I said, Roy, how could I ever repay you for what you did for me? And he said, I think there's a perfect way you can repay me. He said, we're starting a Stephen Ministry program in the church. And he said, I'd like you to consider becoming a Stephen minister. And that would be an ideal payback for what you have gained from my ministering to you. I was a little intimidated at first. And I thought, well, that's the least I can do for this person who has given me so much. So I signed up for the training, only to find out that it was pretty extensive, but very thorough, and really equipped me to very well provide Stephen ministry to other folks. And I have been a Stephen minister off and on for the last 20 years. And I have found that the education and training that came with it has made me, I think, a much better person. The relationships that I've had through my Stephen ministry has provided opportunities to meet some new friends, some deep relationships. And I don't feel that I've never certainly solved anyone's problems, but I've helped people identify and work through their difficulties and move past those difficulties. And we're a Stephen ministry congregation. I would certainly encourage anyone who needs a Stephen minister to talk, to ask for one, and I'd certainly encourage everyone that would have an interest in becoming a Stephen minister to look at the next training class and undertake it. I know that you will find that it will be a most worthwhile undertaking. Thank you.
If you have the calling to serve and to care and would like to pursue becoming a Stephen minister, come on, we need you. We have a training that is actually going to be beginning in January of 2014. Again, you may contact Paula to find out more about that. The dates are not yet set, so we'll work them out with those in the class. We are excited to just grow as our church grows, our community grows, and to love one another as Christ has called us to do.